when you see news headlines about Russia, about North Korea, and all the stuff that the United States is currently intertwined with under this Trump administration, does this stuff scare you? I mean, you got ISIS stuff going on too, and stuff in the Middle East, which is always something brewing. Does this stuff scare you? When you see news headlines, do you ever think maybe a possible World War III could happen in your lifetime?
Well, it's definitely possible in our lifetime. I mean, I wouldn't say it scares me. Sometimes it does. I ain't gonna lie. Like North Korea, they scary. Like if you know any of the facts about North Korea, how disciplined they are as a people, like that's scary. Cause you know what I mean, they shooting off missiles and failing and celebrating the shit. So you know if the shit work, it's going down. Like it's going down. They celebrating the failed missile launches. Like fuck it, we still did it. So you imagine when it started working.
Well,
so,
they're under a dictatorship, so they might have to be forced to celebrate. Because if they don't,
we know that they forced to celebrate. They don't know that they forced to celebrate. They don't have the internet over there, nothing. Like they're like, you got to understand when somebody is brought up in the car. Like I learned something a long time ago when I was in school. I forget what it was I was reading, but it said that one of the differences between the American soldiers in Vietnam and the Vietnamese soldiers, a lot of the Vietnamese soldiers is the American soldiers were fighting to come home. The Vietnamese soldiers were fighting to die. Like they were going to die. Like I'm going to die out here. So that's a different type of fight you fighting when you fighting somebody who like kill me. Like, you know what I mean? It takes it makes you know that this person ain't got nothing to lose in their mind. So you got to react accordingly. So that's all I hope that happens. I just hope that whoever the people are, that the powers that be in America that we don't know their names, we don't know who they are, who really running shit. I just hope that they are really thinking accordingly. And from the history of this great country, you could better know that they are. Listen, the white man's not playing when it comes to that. So, I try to take it with a grain of salt because you got to look at it like the regular news ain't the news no more, Smallz. You know where the news come from now?
Instagram.
Facebook. Instagram and Facebook. That's where people get their news from. Like, you can look at a story about North Korea launching missiles and then go to the next story about a bitch baby daddy fucking her best friend. Like, just immediately. That's how news is consumed now. So just think about the attention span. Oh, shit, North Korea coming. Oh, my God, Keisha, he done. Like, it just, you don't even have time to digest it if it's on Facebook because your stream is just, you know what I mean? You looking at something detrimental, then you go to a video of dogs flipping over some shit. You forgot what the hell you was just mad about. So it's like the news is not consumed the same no more. So it's harder to digest for us, for our generation and generations to come because information travels so fast, man, and it's shit going on right now. Like, think about how often you watch the news, Smallz.
Well, I watch
the real news.
Well, I watch the news a lot because I try to stay on current events and current topics for this stuff that I do, which is media stuff.
Right. So if you watch the news a lot, then you can understand this. Have you ever watched the same story on different networks?
Sure.
You see how differently it's presented in regards to how they want people to consume it? So just that alone lets you know that whatever the real story is, you don't really know because people are catering the story to their demographic. So the reality of the story could be something and you will never even know what the reality of it is. You just know what they tell you. Most of the stuff that you know about everything is because somebody told it to you or you've seen it on TV. Most people don't, read books in that regard nowadays. Like, it's too easy to consume the information. Like, you know what I mean? I was supposed to go to the Dominican Republic not too long ago, and I was on there Googling where the bad $40 prostitutes was located in the city. And then a story just popped up on the side and was like, you know what I mean? Dominican Republic resort soap, is it FDA approved? I'm like, bitch, what is it? Let me click on this shit. Now I got information in regards to some shit that I would have never had to, if you was going to Dominican Republic in the year 1997, in order for you to find out if the resort soap was FDA approved, you'd have had to go to the library for a whole day. Like, you'd have had to take off work, go use the card catalog and all of that to find that information. Now you could just click on the shit and now you got this whole stream of information that basically changes your whole perspective about something that you never would have thought about before. So that's how information is consumed now. It's every time you click on a story, something else is going to pop up. So I just try to take in what I can take in and just hope don't nobody, launch no missile that make it.
Which is also a scary thing because how fast news is consumed. If there's bad news or misconstrued news or fake news, as people say, that can become a reality very fast.
Yes.
Because the way stuff is spread so quick and the internet is global.
Yeah, and once it's out there, you can't get it back. Like, that's the thing. Somebody, like, I can't imagine what it would feel like, right? To wake up in the morning, check your phone, and you dead. Like, you know how crazy that is? Like, such and such died. Like, you like, bitch, I ain't dead, am I? Like, it'll fuck you up. Like, you would think you was tripping if you woke up, checked your phone, it'd be like, Chico Bean died last night in the car accident. I'm like, I fucking died last night. Like, that's how information, like, it's so many people that have been killed off. There's celebrities that have been killed off and we realize, oh, they ain't dead. You know what I'm saying? So just that alone lets you know just how different the way, things work are now, man. So it's hard to even try to understand what news is because, like you said, something can be fake and spread. Like, we don't know the details of stuff. Like, most of the time when we get information, it's already been through 3 channels before it reach us. So you just got to kind of just pray, man. That's the best thing you can do, pray.
And speaking of, like, war and stuff like that, some of that stuff looks so archaic. I mean, when they're shooting missiles in the air and stuff we're looking at, people like me and you, we're looking at seeing stuff on our iPhones about self-driving Teslas and this, that, and the third. When I see like the B-roll of these missiles and stuff that North Korea is shooting, and it just seems like the sound and the picture of a World War III, it seems so archaic. It seems so old. It seems so back in. You understand what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand it from a perspective of somebody who the reality is, Smallz, it is archaic, but that's the way of the world, man. It's all about money. All it's about. It's about power and money. And usually it takes money to get the power. And once you get into those type of battles, you got to realize that this has been going on for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. There's been war since humans have civilized. One of the most documented things that you can go back and see is documented wars. So just one of the scary things to me about it is, America is a superpower. And usually superpowers, they rise and then they fall. So I just hope that we the one that stay risen. You know what I mean? But a lot of people around the world want to see us fall. Like I tell people all the time, like, when you go to other countries, I've been blessed to travel outside the country and just to experience the world, and you see how American people are received. You know what I mean? When you go to places like that are considered third world, they're like, oh, American, like, you have money, you have to give me money, like, please. And you got to understand that there's people living per year off of what you and I spend on a pair of shoes. Like, so you can't even understand that level of poverty. Like, in the world, people see us as being gluttonous, just money hungry, arrogant people. So a lot of people, especially who are under dictatorships, they resent that because they look at it like, oh, they don't have any order over there. That's what that's what they know. So war is always going to be something that we had to deal with. As long as there's money to be made and power to be distributed, it's going to be some wars going on. So you got to deal with the archaic nature, but it ain't going to be as archaic as it was back in the day. Now it's just going to be, push the button and then kaboom.
Well, there's also, in terms of new things that are going on, I mean, cyber warfare is huge right now as well, and the rise of cyber warfare is crazy as well.
Cyber warfare?
Yeah, cyber warfare, where you got hackers and you've got people taking control over other people's computer systems, and that's a huge thing going on right now, maybe unbeknownst to a lot of people that do everyday stuff.
When somebody Twitter get hacked, is that cyber warfare as well? Is that considered?
No, that's not cyber warfare. But I mean, there's a lot of what do you call it? There's a lot of hijacking and hack. Like there's hackers that will take over. Well, let's say you own a company. Let's say you own a company where you book comedians, right? And let's say you get your bookings through internet and all that sort of thing, right? People that want to request a comedian, they go through your company and they book everything through online. Well, there's hackers that may paralyze your website and your whole operation of your banking system and all that stuff. They'll paralyze it and they'll say, to unlock this paralyzation, we need so and so amount of money. And how do you fight something like that?
Batman. The fuck you need for some shit like that? You need Batman for them motherfuckers.
Most often than not, it's a ransom, and people end up paying it. And how you pay is through this thing called
Bitcoins. I'm familiar with those. But you know how I'm familiar with Bitcoins? You ever heard of the dark web?
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Man, it's a whole nother, it's a whole nother side of the internet, G. Like, it's crazy. Like, you could go in there and get all types of shit, fingernails all the time. Like, what the fuck? Like, I watched a documentary on YouTube. That's what I'm saying, man. That's the thing about the internet and how the internet has just introduced information. Like, you ever been watching something and it's been like, why the fuck am I watching this? Like, it grips you, man, when you watching these stories, and it's like one of my favorite documentaries is a documentary called Zeitgeist. I don't know if you ever watched it before.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's dope, man. You know what I mean? Just because the way my mind works, I'm just interested in information. I just love information. But you watch these things and you be like, man, like this is actually going on. And then if you start to research it, you realize like not only is it going on, it's profitable. So like the Bitcoin shit is wild. Like you really have a whole nother goddamn money system going on that's specifically on the internet. That's crazy.
Yes, it is.
Do you worry about that, Smallz, being an internet-based, like you ever worry about you gonna wake up one morning and it be a motherfucker doing your interview with your voice? Your nigga that hacked into your voice.
But hacking is something is real serious. There's a lot of stuff that just going on with Instagram. I almost fell for it, and I've talked to other people that have, and I've done interviews about it too. I don't know if you've even seen this, but there's, phishing is something that a lot of people get hacked through phishing, through emails, where it's something that looks like it's a legit email from, let's say, Bank of America, and you may have a Bank of America account. So
yeah, that's when you know you got money. When you get to opening the bank, you're like, shit, I know they don't want nothing good if you ain't got no money.
There'll be a fake email that looks like it's from Bank of America saying, hey, we need to reconfirm your password. And if you're not paying attention and looking at the email address where it's from, if you click on that link, they are able to zap your information just like that with the click of a link. So phishing is huge with emails, but now a lot of people that might not check their emails, especially with the younger people, they're on Instagram checking their DMs. So one of the hot things right now is phishing through the DM, where you get somebody that sends you a message, something like this, where it says, hey man, there's somebody that's faking your account and they're taking some money from somebody else, like a catfishing thing.
Okay.
I know the person that's doing it, and I tried to take them down and report their page. Here's the link to it, check it out. If you click on that link, they'll zap your stuff.
God damn.
And that's how they're getting through people's Instagrams and hacking through Instagrams. They're phishing through DMs. And once they grab your stuff, they go through all the people you follow and they send that same message to them. And how I almost fell into it is I got one of those messages. And I actually was like, well, this is a weird thing to get from this person. Why didn't they just text me or call me? So I called that person and I was like, why didn't you just call me about this? And they're like, I just got my Instagram hacked. Do not click that link. I clicked the link and they zapped me. And I was like, wow, I was that close to touching that link.
That's crazy, man.
And a lot
Imagine
of people,
if they gonna get a lot of niggas if they start putting them Instagram bad bitches as the Abby, because you only can see this big. You be like, oh, wait a minute, that's a bad bitch right there. Let me click on this shit. She trying to keep me safe. She trying to keep me. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I didn't know that. I don't know. I don't think that, most people have to deal with that reality. But if you do, like, that's good to know. Good for putting that information out there, Smallz, saving niggas from clicking on some shit that'll have your whole phone zapped out.
Oh yeah,
That's crazy.
it's a big thing, and it's spreading, and it's crazy because so many people rely on their Instagram profiles for making money. Whether they're selling products or they're selling themselves, and they have their booking information on there.
Yeah.
I mean, you paralyze somebody by hacking their Instagram or their Facebook or however way they make money through their side hustle through social media. That hurts.
Oh yeah, it definitely hurts.
And to get your account or profile back, you would think it's, oh, let me contact Instagram or Facebook and I'll get this back in 24 hours. No, I've heard people, it can take weeks, months.
Sometimes you don't get it back. I know sometimes when people get hacked, they lose all their followers. And
it's almost easier to just start over a new account. But when you start over a new account and you start it with 0 followers,
yeah,
it can be very discouraging.
Yeah, very discouraging to try to build that back up again. Man, that's the thing. Damn, that's so crazy that social media done gained so much power over us. That you would be whole sick if you lost all your followers. You'll be like, oh my God,
you have to
man.
be very careful. And one of the things I think the easiest way to get somebody through that phishing stuff, especially when you're just waking up, what do most people do? Obviously, our age. First thing they do is check their social media. When they're waking up. They're half awake. They're half asleep. They're not focused.
And I'm making my business to thank God every day before I pick up my phone. I thank God for waking me up, because it's hard, man. Like, you know what I mean? Because when you gotta realize that when you open up that Instagram, you opening up the fuckery, man. You gonna see it for the day. You could wake up in the morning, the first thing you see, and then the Instagram posts out of order. You'll fuck around and see a bitch shaking her ass from 23 hours ago, and that's the first thing you see when you wake up. You're like, fuck, this is not what I need my day to consist of. So it's like I like to just separate the reality from social media, because you got to think, man, like, you know, my uncle told me a long time ago, he said, man, when I was young, I used to think that there was going to be robots in the future, but they ain't make the robots. They just turned us into them. You know what I mean? Like, and for real.
What a powerful statement.
Yeah, that's real, man. Like, your phone is your battery. That's your battery. Like, if we robots, that in your hand, this right here is your battery, man. Like, you can't function. Like, when I was trying to get to the DR and they kept canceling the flights, the lady was like, you know, how about you just fly into Haiti and drive? I was like, ma'am, no, I'm not driving through a third world country. I'm not going to do it, because if this don't work out there, I'm fucked. I don't know how to get nowhere. And I got Verizon. You probably got to have Sock Passe Mobile out there, like, you know what I mean, to get a signal. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I know that if this phone was to cut off and I'm driving trying to get to the Dominican Republic and I can't get a signal or get, you know what I mean, I'd be stuck in the water. I need Liam Neeson to come get me, because I'd probably get taken, because you just can't function. I don't know how to get places in America without my phone. Like, it used to be a time where you remembered everybody's phone number by heart. You knew how to get somewhere from directions. Somebody can give you directions and say, hey, go this way, go that way, go this way.
Well, people use maps.
Exactly,
Maps
whole maps. Imagine like in the 70s when somebody had to get somewhere, they had to use a map. But now, this phone contains everything, man. Your emails, your social media, your banking information, all the text messages that you done sent to whoever, everything is in this box right here. And if this box cut, you ever almost lost your phone? You ever lost your phone, Smallz?
Of course.
You know how you panic? How you go into an immediate panic, like, fuck my, like, because you know everything shuts off. Now the world is just like, you just standing out there like, you know what I mean? And it's crazy, man. It's crazy that it works like that, man. Like, it's just, you know, and that really put it in perspective for me when the lady was like flying to Haiti, because I didn't, you know what I mean? Like, I've never been over there before. And I know that those people over there are suffering. You know what I mean? And if I don't know how to navigate where I'm supposed to go, I can end up somewhere where I don't need to be. Mm-hmm. And you can't take that risk, man, but you really supposed to be able to know how to navigate the earth. You know what I'm saying? Somebody should be able to put a map in my hand and be like, this is the way you go, follow this. But I can't do that shit no more, man. That done been stripped away from my characteristics. Like, this phone, man, is everything. So I try to separate myself from it as much as I can, so I can just still realize that the world is out there and it's real, man. Turn your phone off and get out and still do stuff, man. Because if they shut the grid down, we're going to be fucked up.
Let's say it's not even a matter of losing the phone. Let's say you're in a predicament and your phone is about to die of battery and you have no charger on you. Or maybe you got the wire, but you don't have the box.
Right.
I mean, that's a scary thing, too.
Exactly.
Once that phone shuts off,
yeah,
all those numbers can't be read or GPS is down or whatever.
And only number you know by heart is yours and the one you had when you was growing up. That's it. Them the only two numbers you know by heart. You know your house number from when you was a little kid and your number. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's, and if your phone die, you got to find somebody who willing to let you use their phone. You know how hard that is now? Like, back in the day, you could walk in, excuse me, bro, let me use the phone real quick. Now you walk in, hey, yo, let me use your phone real quick. Motherfucker be like, you ain't got no phone, my G? Oh, no, I don't trust this nigga, man. He ain't got no fucking phone, man. This motherfucker's you a robber, ain't you? Who walking around without a phone? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then you gotta, hey, nah, man, my battery died. And you gotta tell somebody, you gotta damn near tell somebody your personal business just to get them to let you use their phone now. So it just shit done changed completely.
Well, not only that, as social as, you know, we call social media and stuff, people aren't social person to person anymore. People have lost how to communicate properly and introduce themselves to people and be respectful. So shoot, somebody asking to do something like that could come across crazy. And
yeah, it does come across crazy. That's what I'm saying, Smallz.
People
like, you can't walk up on somebody. If somebody walk up on you and walk up, like, you'll be more, nowadays, you'll be more inclined, I mean, because you used to people still coming up to you asking for money. You know what I mean? Hey, let me get a couple dollars or whatever. But somebody walk up to you, hey, yo, my man, I use your phone real quick. And we're like, hell nah, bro, I don't know you. Like, what you want to use my phone for? Like, if you got to give a story with that. You can't just walk up and say, hey, yo, let me use your phone real quick. You can't. It got to be a whole story. Hey, yo, let me use your phone real quick, man. My baby mama just kicked me out the car, took all my shit with me. Like, it got to be something like that, because if not, you out of here. So if your phone died, you really out here in the world like MacGyver. And now you got to figure out how to put it back together till you can get a charger. You might be outside holding your shit up in the sun, hoping you get some goddamn energy that way, trying to get your phone charged. You be out here without it for too long.
And soon they want to try to connect your credit cards to your phone. They want you to.
Your credit cards already can be attached to your phone.
They want to really use your phone as
everything. You know what I mean? Your phone is your wallet. I got, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can pay for stuff with the Apple Pay. You can, you know what I mean? Everything is in here, man. This is the battery pack. This is the battery pack that fuels us now.
And that can be a very scary thing when it comes to banking numbers and account numbers.
It's all in there. It's
stuff getting
everything
hacked.
Is in there. Like, think about your phone, Smallz. Like, everything is in that box, man. Everything. Like, everything can be shut down. If the grid and whatever these things runs on was like that, boy, it'll look like I Am Legend out here. Motherfuckers be running around. Like, it'd be crazy because we became so dependent on them. So it's good to separate yourself from the phone, because you realize when you do, most of the stuff that go on inside of there is inside of the phone. It's not real. The real world is still out here. You know what I mean? So you got to detach yourself. I mean, it's essential. You know what I mean? I don't know what we would do without them. The world is a better place because of them. But you still got to separate yourself from time to time and get out here and realize, hey, man, into the world. You know what I mean? Go out here and do something. You'll appreciate it a whole lot more.